years ago, the great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why did he want to climb it. He said, because it is there. Well, space is there, and we're going to climb it. And the moon and the planets are there, and new hopes for knowledge and peace are there. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked. Thank you.
Today we are at the Kennedy Space Center on Florida's Space Coast next to the Atlantic Ocean, and we're having, I'm telling you, this is a blast. I'm learning so much here.
Yeah, there's a ton to do. I wasn't sure what to expect. There's not a ton of information online, but the Kennedy Space Center. But it is a really fascinating installation park, I guess. They have something called the Rocket Garden, which is rockets that were never launched into space, obviously, because they'd be used, broken, whatever. Anyway, they have a Saturn here, they have a Gemini rocket here, they have a Apollo rocket here. So I mean, it's really, really interesting, and there's a ton just of the videos, like the movies that you show.
Yeah, informational stuff. Yeah.
And there's so much information. This would be a great place to bring our grandkids, especially our grandsons.
Yep.
But we all grew up, right? We all grew up with Mission to Mars, and we
some of us in the older generation grew up with the original Star Trek and Captain Kirk.
Fascinating.
That's when you started looking at people my age.
When you grow up with space exploration, coming to a place where it actually happened, it's very humbling. And so many people worked so hard to get those astronauts into space. Everyone from the human computers, right? To the astronauts, to the trainers, to the engineers. Everyone worked so hard to get these astronauts and space exploration off of the ground and into space.
Yeah, so a couple things for us. And again, check because prices always fluctuate, but for us it was $57 for adults. There is a behind-the-scenes tour that costs more money, but that's currently not working right now or shut down because of COVID. But it's $57 for adults, and so when you get here, there's an additional $10 for parking. And then also, which wasn't very clear on the website that I went to, make sure that if you get your ticket, included with that is a bus tour that they're going to take you over to, I believe, one of the launch pads, which we're actually waiting in line for right now. And it wasn't real clear, at least for me, it wasn't real clear online that you can do that. So make sure that part of your ticket, you get that, you make reservations when you get here to take the bus over and go check that out. And then and that you learned so much here. In fact, I thought I was kind of up to date on some of the things that are going on. I know that NASA's really preparing for a future launch to Mars very soon, and they talk a lot about that in some of the videos and things they talk about here. But one of the things that I learned that I was kind of surprised at, do you know that NASA and I guess SpaceX, they're planning on capturing an asteroid and bringing it into an orbit around the moon, and then they're going to land astronauts on the asteroid to prepare them to land on Mars. I had no idea they were going to do that, but they talked about that here. So
yeah, I mean, it's just what you don't know, right? You certainly find out here as far as space exploration is concerned. Another side note: food is expensive, and the two of us had lunch. We had 2 salads.
Build your own salad, really good.
And I think it was $21 total. So, but they were massive.
Big salads.
Big salads. So.
Anyways, so we're gonna hop on the bus here in just a few minutes, and we're gonna go explore, I think, one of the launch pads. I think that's where it's gonna take us.
I don't know. Anyways, we don't really know.
Well, we're gonna film it though, and we'll get back with you and let you know where it goes. That is big.
International Space Station. Now, did you know that humans have been continuously living and working aboard the ISS for over 20 years now? You'll be making a lot of trips to and from this orbiting space laboratory for many years to come, yes.
This is the firing room, launch control for the Apollo missions. This is not a mock-up. These are the very consoles we sat at when men first took off to fly to the moon.
Well, the bus has ended up taking us over to probably the most impressive part of this entire tour. They've taken us over to the launch area where the rockets are at, and this is where they all took off. And it is just so impressive here. They've got one of the Apollo rockets that take off to the moon. It is so huge. I think they said it was 20 stories tall, I believe. I'm not quite sure. I'll double check that, but it's just a massively huge built rocket. And then they've got an exact mock-up of the lunar lander and lunar module, and it's actually, as you look at it, it's a lot bigger than I ever thought. I mean, on television and movie clips I've seen, I thought it was a lot smaller. It's actually much bigger than I thought. Then they got the lunar rover over here, and they've got a mock-up of inside of one of the capsules. And again, this entire expanse here, this entire building, just encompasses the rocket. It is really, really amazing. It's by far, at this point, the best part of the entire tour. So if you do come to the Kennedy Space Center, absolutely make sure that you sign up for the bus trip, which is included in your package, and it'll take you over. It's about a 10 or 15 minute drive, and this is the exact area where they launched all the rockets from. They're still launching them today from this exact location. They got the rocket assembly building, which itself, the rocket assembly building itself is just a massive piece of engineering marvel, because to give you an idea on how big the rocket assembly building was, the flag, the American flag that is painted on the side of the building, is 21 stories tall. And the logo for NASA, an entire basketball court could fit inside that logo. So when you see those pictures, that gives you some perspective of just how big that building is. And again, it's just shocking to me that the flag itself is 21 stories tall.
did come to Costa Rica. That series actually pervaded, my interest throughout the whole, in the adolescence and my early years in the United States, and even.
Hey, I hope you really enjoyed this video on the Kennedy Space Center located on the east coast of Florida, which is also affectionately referred to as the Space Coast. There is just so much to see and so much to do here at this site, you just can't fit it all in one 30-minute video. But rest assured, if you get the opportunity to go to the Kennedy Space Center, you'll have a great time, kids and all. So if you like this video or any of our previous videos, make sure you hit like and subscribe to Blue Line RV Adventures. And remember, we got your six.
What happened? Where are they? I don't know, sir. They must have hyperjets on that thing. And what do we got on this thing? A Cuisinart? No, sir. We'll find them, catch them. Yes, sir. Prepare ship for light speed. No. Light speed is too slow. Light speed too slow? Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed! Go!